doesn't love a good romantic movie, am I right? Well, what if the scene wasn't supposed to be romantic, but one of the actors improvised a kiss that took the other actor by surprise? That's exactly what happened in these 10 films and television shows. Buckle down, and let's get into it. Also, be sure to hit that like button and ring the notification bell for more videos. Michael and Oscar, The Office. Back in 2006, Season 3 of The Office had just premiered on television. This was one of the most highly anticipated seasons yet, and the first episode opened with quite the shock. Oscar comes out and reveals that he's gay, much to the surprise of everyone in the office. However, Michael seems to have taken this revelation harder than most. He goes on a homophobic rant that causes Oscar to nearly quit and walk away from the job completely. Though he does his best to right his wrongs and puts his money where his mouth is. After insulting Oscar, Michael makes up for it by offering Oscar a very uncomfortable kiss in front of the entire office. The best part? This scene wasn't scripted. Steve Carell just winged it and improvised, giving us one of the most hilarious moments in The Office history. I can't imagine what Oscar Nunez would have been thinking. American Hustle. American Hustle was a great film that starred Amy Adams and Jennifer Lawrence. One of the most amazing and shocking scenes took place when Sydney and Rosalind, played by Amy Adams and Jennifer Lawrence respectively, were in the bathroom together. If you recall, Rosalind gives Sydney a kiss to remember, catching her off guard and planting one right on her lips. What you may not know is that this kiss was not scripted. Amy wanted to spice the scene up a bit and asked Jennifer if she'd be down with it before filming began for the day. Jennifer agreed, so they sprang a kiss on one another. Amy spoke about the kiss in an interview and said, quote, "I really want to tell her something, and I thought, what's the craziest thing she could have done to me? I thought she should kiss me." Jurassic World. The 2015 film Jurassic World redefined the Jurassic series of films and brought it into the modern era of cinematography. The film starred Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt taking on the roles of Claire and Owen. There was a serious amount of romantic tension between these two characters that could be felt all throughout the movie. At the end of it all, that tension reached a peak when the two shared a kiss after Claire saved Owen from a flying dinosaur. Did you know this moment was almost completely improvised? Their kiss was an idea that had been thought up by the director, who suggested they kiss just a short time before they began filming. The two actors agreed that this would add a lot of spice to their character arc, so they planted a wet one on each other in the best moment they possibly could have. Edge of Tomorrow. Tom Cruise has starred in some amazing action films throughout the years, though Edge of Tomorrow has to be one of his best. The movie sees characters Cage and Rita working to defeat a team of aliens that have invaded Earth while being stuck in a time loop. Throughout the film, the director did his best to find a good moment for the two characters to kiss. They spent days and weeks trying to figure out when to fit it in, but they couldn't get it to flow well with the rest of the script. They eventually gave up on the idea, but Emily Blunt decided to spring one on Tom Cruise in one of the final scenes of the movie as the two are saying goodbye to one another. In the end, the kiss worked and was one of the most powerful moments of the film. Emily spoke about the kiss in an interview and said, "It just felt right." Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Back in 2017, Disney released one of the most incredible Star Wars films thus far, The Last Jedi. This film marked Mark Hamill's return to the series and blew most fans away. One of the most heartbreaking moments in Star Wars history is when Luke Skywalker, played by Hamill, kisses his sister, Leia, played by Carrie Fisher, goodbye for the last time. Considering how well this scene went over, you'd assume that it was supposed to have happened this way, but you'd be wrong. Mark opened up in an interview and said that he improvised the scene, saying, quote, "It was just spontaneous and really momentous for me because Luke was saying goodbye to his sister forever." Considering Carrie would unexpectedly pass away just after filming had concluded, we can't help but wonder if this kiss would have a double meaning for Mark Hamill in the years that followed. Lost in Translation. In 2003, Lost in Translation made its way onto movie screens across the world. The film featured Bill Murray as Bob and Scarlett Johansson as Charlotte. Bob was an older gentleman, while Charlotte was a newlywed who found herself alone in Tokyo when the two unexpectedly met. There were several moments of palpable romantic tension between the two throughout the film, but this reached a head at the end of the movie when the two kiss each other in the street as they're going their separate ways. Director Sofia Coppola spoke about the kiss in 2013 and said, quote, "It was always meant to be this tender goodbye where they both knew that they had touched each other in some way. And I remember sometimes Murray would always spring things on Johansson, and it was fun to get a reaction. In the end, even if Murray's sudden kiss was supposed to be taken as a joke between cast members, it was one of the most touching moments of the entire film." Game of Thrones. The ending of Game of Thrones may have been one of the biggest letdowns in television history, but that doesn't mean the series wasn't filled with incredible moments that'll live on for years to come. One of these moments came in Season 7, when Yara and Ilaria kissed on a ship just moments before they were attacked. Gemma Whelan and Indira Varma didn't plan this kiss, but they said it felt right in the moment. Whelan spoke about the kiss in an interview and said, quote, "It just seems like something we should do. We let it, very much so. It was meant to be a suggestion, and then it became more than we expected because it seemed right." This kiss was shocking to both the crew and some cast members because it meant Gemma's stunt double now had to kiss Varma as well. What a shock that must have been.
Seems like you don't need a protector.
New Girl. New Girl was one of the most amazing shows to come out of 2012. About midway through the first season of the show, Schmidt and Nick decided to share a kiss on the mouth, twice. Max Greenfield and Jake Johnson played the two characters, and they said that they kissed several times while filming the show, but the showrunners refused to put it in. The crew always felt like the kiss didn't fit with the scene, but Jake and Max were just having a bit of fun. Finally, in the episode Injured, the editors decided to leave the kiss in. Max said in an interview, "They don't usually put it in, and finally they put it in after about the 7th time I'd done it." I've got to admit, these two sharing a mock love interest in one another would have really added an extra layer to the show. It's a shame the crew didn't like it. Orange is the New Black. Orange is the New Black was one of the most controversial shows Netflix had ever released at the time. The show told the story of Piper and her ex-girlfriend Alex, who end up in jail with one another after a series of crimes went awry. The two were no longer interested in one another romantically, until they shared a kiss in the chapel. Laura Prepon, who played Alex, hadn't played a same-sex character before. She spoke about the kiss and said, quote, "The main thing I learned was whether it's a man or a woman, if there's chemistry, there's chemistry." The Flash. If you're a fan of The Flash, you may think you know everything about the series just from watching all the episodes. But did you know that there was a famous deleted scene that saw Barry and Iris kissing at their daughter's bedside? The scene happened in Season 5 in the episode Seeing Red. After Nora was unexpectedly struck with paralysis after encountering Cicada, the two are grieving beside her bed when Barry springs an unexpected kiss on Iris. We don't know why this scene was deleted, but it shocked a lot of fans who felt as though a kiss wasn't necessary for a difficult time like this.
Go. I'll keep Nora safe.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like button and ring the notification bell for more videos.